Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here. I am actually doing a little get ready with me today and also talking about the 26 things I've learned in 26 years. And I actually turned 26 recently in October, but it already feels like a long time ago. So this is a little bit of a belated video, but I've actually already done a couple of these on my channel. If you scroll back, you'll see that I made a reflection kind of video when I turned 24 and also when I turned 25 last year. So, or in 2021. So with that being said, let's get started. You may see me looking off to the side. I have my 26 things I've learned over on my notes app on my laptop. So while I'm getting ready with you all here, I'll just be reading off of that. So let me just get my hair out of the way. And let's begin. Also, Happy New Year. It's already January 5th, but I'm hoping that everyone rang in the new year with their loved one, and hopefully everybody has nothing but an abundant, healthy, happy, and fulfilling 2023. So I'm gonna go in first to conceal with my go-to Too Faced multi-use sculpting concealer, and let's get started on what I've learned, shall we? Okay, the first thing is a little bit ironic because I'm doing my makeup right now, but the first lesson I've learned is that the more you embrace makeup-free days, the more you get comfortable in your own skin. Okay, number 2, ask your family members about their past, childhood, and experiences. They were a whole and different version of themselves before meeting you, and that in itself is worth wanting to learn more. I feel like I've done a lot of that this past year, actually, just really soaking up and taking advantage of family being around and asking them a lot of different questions about lessons they've learned, just overall how they view their childhood. I'm filling in my eyebrows with the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil. Number 3, pay attention to how you feel when you are around people and move accordingly. Number 4, being in a romantic relationship is like looking into the clearest of mirrors and not always liking what you see. Number 5, you will never regret spending money on experiences, travel, and good quality products. Number 6, when you bottle up your emotions, you give up control over them, and inevitably they will come out in one way or the other, and it might not be in a way that you like it. So keeping that in mind and remembering that there's always healthier approaches to bottling up your emotions that will allow you to not regret your actions later on is so important. Number 7, when opportunity comes knocking, open the door and let it in. Number 8, and I'm still working on this one, but you don't have to respond every time. Learn to let some things go. Again, I just don't think some things are worth wasting your energy and your breath and compromising your peace of mind for, especially when what you end up responding and saying might not even really do much to change that other person's mind or change the situation as a whole. Number 9, meditation and yoga will be the reset button you need to clear your mind and feel renewed. I'm going in with my LA Colors pencil eyeliner, and this is in the black/brown color, I believe. Number 10, it's never too late to make a new friend. Number 11, once you stop editing your pictures to post on social media, it's very freeing. And honestly, I think it's like a subconscious psychological effect that once you kind of let go of that pressure and that extra step of putting a filter on your photo or enhancing it or whatever it is, it really does kind of put things into perspective and make you also kind of want to live an edit-free life and just be an authentic person that, you know, kind of does things not to gain external validation and focus on how something appears and how you're coming across versus just, you know, it lets you focus on being you. Number 11, for inner peace, stop expecting you in other people. And when I say this, I mean stop expecting the reactions that you would have, the opinions that you would have over all the things that you feel you would do to handle something. Don't project and put that on somebody else, because obviously we all would navigate things differently, and in order to just feel not let down and have that peace of mind, just again, don't expect how you would do things and how other people would do things to be the same. Number 13, wear sunscreen every day. And I've actually been really good at this over the past couple of years. I feel like I've worn it every day, whether it's like a hot or sunny day or just overall like gloomy or overcast or cloudy, because I know that 5 years, 10 years from now, my skin will thank me and it'll make a difference. Number 14, sometimes a lack of energy and motivation is a signal to reevaluate whether you are being intentional about things in your life and whether they are fueling you intellectually and spiritually. This is more of a recent lesson that everybody gets into ruts. That happens, you know. It's can't expect to be 100% stimulated and motivated 100% of the time. But when you just feel these long stretches and periods of being a little lethargic or lazy, unmotivated, and just overall you feel a lull in your everyday routine, and I guess a lack of satisfaction or fulfillment in what you've done that day, it really does present an opportunity to reassess, like what are things that you're doing as far as daily routines, habits, your goals, and just things that you are working on and that you occupy your time with currently. It lets you kind of reassess those things and see if, and kind of check in with yourself to see if those things are actually benefiting you in a spiritual and intellectual way. Number 15, people pleasing is a version of trying to control other people's narrative of you. Fight that urge. I actually heard this quote from Mel Robbins. She is a life coach, has a really great book called The High Five Habit, which I have and I highly recommend. And also she has a podcast called the Mel Robbins Podcast. Number 16, over-explaining is not always effective and kind of a waste of energy. I think this is just something I have the tendency to do, is over-explain, whether it's in a job setting or conversations with friends. And I think that this has just been something that I've realized is not always necessary, and you don't always have to be saying so much. You can get your message across by saying very little or honestly nothing at all. And I feel like that kind of ties into sometimes your response isn't always warranted or needed, and just accept that and be okay with it. Number 17, take deep breaths when feeling triggered, then proceed. Number 18, it's not that deep. People don't care that much. Don't let that stop you from being you. This is just another thing. We're always all in our own heads where we feel hesitant to do something or pursue a new goal or a new interest or say something that's on our mind, or all those kinds of instinctual habits or behaviors, because we feel that we'll get judged or someone in our life will have something to say about it. And honestly, when those moments add up where you're being blocked and prevented from experiencing something because of that fear that someone's going to care about that a lot, I think that is just, really also just prevents your own progress as a human and creates a stall in that. But also, no one really cares that much. So go do the thing that you want to do. It's okay. They might talk about it for a hot minute amongst themselves. Then after that, they're gonna proceed to just worry about themselves and think about their own stressors and life. Okay, number 19. Achieving balance will take effort and intention. Life is also not always in perfect balance. Number 20. Don't let short-term fun keep you off the track for long-term fulfillment. Number 21, vision boards are both visually pleasing and effective. Number 22, it's okay to not have an opinion sometimes. This is the Wet n Wild lip liner in the shade Chestnut. And actually, something that someone on TikTok told me about was doing the Y method on your lips. And apparently that creates a more pouty look. And I did try this a few times and I noticed a little bit of a difference. It kind of just creates more depth in my lips. And so basically you take the top of the Y, so the V on the top. You want to put one line there, one line there, so that's the V from the top of the Y, and then the little stem, if you will, the straight line of the Y, and then you can just fill it in as per usual. Okay, once you finish lining, just kind of pat the liner and spread it out. let me know if it's giving pouty. And then after I dab the lip liner across my lips, I go in with my handy dandy Holy Grail Road lip treatment. This has been probably my top 3 favorite products of 2022, and I'm obsessed. This is like my 4th or 5th one that I've ordered. Okay, number 23, nurturing and maintaining friendships is a 2-way street. Remember that. Number 24, crying easily and sensitivity is your superpower. In a world that just promotes being hard and tough and concealing your true feelings and acting as though something doesn't affect you when it really does, I think that being able to have the capacity to feel deeply is very, very important, and something that I know these days more people are preaching and promoting, but there's still a long way to go. And yeah, I just think that personally, me, I do cry kind of easily, and I am a pretty sensitive soul, but I think that can be a superpower. Number 25, you're allowed to change your mind on something that once felt so fixed and definite. Number 26, last but not least, when you hear that voice or fire lighting up inside you that is yearning for more, listen to it, explore it. You are allowed to work towards obtaining everything that this life has to offer for the sheer fact that you are alive and breathing. I feel like lately I've been going through just some existential crises where I'm thinking a lot about this life that we're given, and the fact that we're even here on this earth and on this planet breathing and functioning and alive is such a blessing and such a miracle that when you consider that truth, it's hard not to want more and keep pursuing more for yourself. So I've been recently coming to terms with that lesson, and let me finally put on this treatment. Oh, and this is the caramel flavor. So that is the completed makeup for the day. Let me just take my hair down now. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, I do have the videos up from when I turned 24 and 25 and the reflection videos I made for those. I will link it in the description if you are curious and want to check that out. But don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to keep seeing more. And don't forget to also like this video. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.